Going to study about a new topic, that is immunity. As we all are very familiar from this word, immunity is the ability of the body to protect against all types of foreign bodies. That means which are not our self bodies, which are not familiar to our bodies, like bacteria, many pathogens, viruses, toxic substance, any toxic substance, etc. So the immunity is a body response against any non-self antigen or non-self body. So we can also say that immunity is a disease resistance. If we have immunity in a body, then we will be free from disease. That is, it is a disease resistance. Next, the science which deals with various phenomena of immunity is called immunology. So various aspects in which we study about the immunity is known as immunology. Now we will start with the types of immunity. Types of immunity. If we study the type of immunity, there are majorly two types of immunity. First type is innate immunity. Innate immunity. This innate immunity is also called as non-specific immunity, as there's a word innate. This innate word mainly deals with the birth. So the immunity which we get from the birth is known as innate immunity. We'll discuss it later. The second major type of immunity is acquired immunity, which is a specific immunity. So these are the two major type of immunity. Now we'll discuss each one in detail. First, we're going to study about innate immunity. As I've already told you, this innate type of immunity is the immunity which we had inherited, from the parents and protect it from birth throughout the life. So these are the inborn immunity. They are called as non-specific type of immunity because it lacks specific response to specific invaders. It will act in a general manner. That it is not a particular for a particular foreign body or foreign element. It will act likewise for all the foreign elements. That's why it is called as non-specific. Next, innate immunity provides different barriers to the entry of foreign agents in our body. So there are various barriers which innate immunity uses to protect or give us immunity. We'll deal with this each barrier. The first barrier is physical barrier. The physical barrier are called as mechanical barrier, mechanical barrier to many microbial pathogens, bacteria, viruses, etc. So mainly the physical barrier we'll discuss here is of two types. First is skin. Skin acts as a physical barrier as it forms the outer layer and prevent the entry of bacteria and viruses. As we all know, skin is the largest organ of body. So skin forms the outer layer in a whole body, so it prevents the entry of bacteria or other microbial agent inside the body. So next is mucous membrane. Mucous membrane traps the microorganism and immobilizes them, as these microorganisms and dust particles enter the respiratory tract during breathing. So this mucus will trap the dust particle and microorganism entering into a inner tract. Likewise, the cilia also sweep the mucus loaded with microorganisms and dust particles. So the mucous membrane present in an alimentary canal uses to trap the microorganism and dust particle and protect our alimentary canal from getting infected with any foreign microbes. So this is all about the first barrier, which is a physical barrier. Next barrier we'll deal with is a physiological barrier. This physiological barrier is mainly concerned with as a body like skin, mucous membrane, various parts secretes certain chemicals which dispose of the pathogen like bacteria and viruses from our body. These chemicals are present in various parts, like we discussed the acid of the stomach, which is highly acidic, as it contains HCl. The pH varies from 1 to 2, highly concentrated, so it kills the microorganisms. Second is the bile, which is secreted by the liver. Yeah, correct. Stored in the gallbladder, which do not allow the growth of any microbes. Next, third is curcumin. It is the ear wax secreted by ear. It traps the dust particle and kills the bacteria and repel the insects. Next is lysozyme, very important, present in various secretions and body fluid, tissue fluid like saliva. It kills the bacteria. Now next is nasal hair, like cilia, Nasal hair also traps the microorganism and dust particles. Next is urine. Urine also washes the microbes present in the urethra. Next is vaginal secretion. Vaginal secretion is slightly acidic, which prevent the growth of bacteria and other microbes in the vagina. Next is sebum. Sebum, which secretes the sweat. Sebaceous. Sebum, sweat, it protects our skin and inhibit the growth of microbes. So these are the various physiological barriers which protect our body from the pathogen. Next, we'll deal with the third barrier of innate immunity is cellular barrier. As the word suggests, cellular. It consists of various cells which kills the microbes or pathogens. The cellular barrier includes various white blood cells, which are also called as leukocytes, macrophages, natural killer cell. These are also called as NK cells. NK cells. Complementary system. Inflammation, fever, and various antimicrobial substances, etc. Now we'll discuss the cells each one in detail. The first cell we're going to deal is the polymorphonuclear leukocyte. These are also called as ENNL or neutrophils. Polymorphonuclear leukocyte means these are the polymorphic nuclear white blood cells which can change their nucleus structure. Polymorphonuclear leukocyte, PMNL. They have multi-lobed nucleus. That's why they are known as polymorphonuclear nucleus. They are short-lived and are highly motile and phagocytic killers. Next, they are formed in bone marrow, that is cavity of the long bones. They are the most numerous of all leukocytes. Next, they constitute about 45 to 70% of blood leukocyte in humans. So this is all about the PMN, called as neutrophils. Next we're going to deal is monocyte. Monocytes, as we know, is the largest leukocyte, and it is amoeboid in shape. That is, it change shape as do the amoeba. Next, they constitute 2 to 10% of all blood leukocytes. They are motile, phagocytic in nature, and engulf bacteria and cellular debris. These monocytes only changes to macrophage when enter the tissue at the time of entry of pathogen. Next we're going to deal is macrophage. Macrophages. Monocyte circulate in blood which then migrate to tissue and enlarges and give specific response. Macrophages are long-lived and highly motile phagocytic in nature. There are different macrophage in different tissue according to their function. Different tissues with different functions. For example, there are certain names that different macrophages are located, and according to the location the name are given. First is pulmonary alveolar macrophage. This is present in the lungs, as pulmonary is the word used for the lungs. Second is the histiocytes. histiocytes is present inside the connective tissue, as histology is the study of tissues. Third is Kupffer cells. Kupffer cells. Kupffer cells are present inside the liver. Next is the osteoclast. Osteoclast, as the name suggests, is present inside the bone. Next is a microglial cells. Microglial cells are present inside the brain. Next is glomerular mesangial cells, which are present inside the kidney. So this is the different type of cell we have discussed today in the cellular barriers. Rest need more to be discussed later on, which are NK cell, complement and other barriers. Thank you.